Hi everyone. So I thought I would come back on today and do the video of the zipper bag tutorial since you guys have had your stuff and been waiting, and I did a few orders this morning, and then I went and got my coffee, my Starbucks, and now I'm going to show you how to do this zipper bag. This is the first one I made and lined it. It's super simple. I'm nothing fancy about it. I have a couple of them cut out here, and I'm just going to tell you my measurements that I have cut for mine. And this is my lining. I'm using this Christmas print. So I'm going to use a 9-inch zipper. You can use, you could use a 12-inch zipper and cut it down. 9 inches is about the size zippers I use for most of my things. So this one I cut 10 inches because you'll sew each side up, and then this includes your seam allowance. So go 10 inches on the measurement, 10 by 8. So I did 10 by 8, and you need 2 linings, and you'll need 2 of the outside piece. So what I did was I cut the Santa toweling, and I cut it in half, and then so I have on one side the same Santas as I'm going to have on the back side. So you can also put lining in the middle of this, or batting in the middle of this if you want, and quilt it, or you could put flannel. I have white flannel, and that's what I've used. Sometimes I use batting, but I kind of like this thinner or this feel of the flannel. So what I do is put, I cut the flannel the same size as I cut my pieces, and then you just do a little spray based on there, and then smooth it on and mark your quilting lines and quilt it just like it was a quilt. So I did this one, and I just quilted, I think I showed you last time, I just quilted straight lines, which you can see on the back. Just a little bit of quilting, just for some stability, that's all. And then, okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our zipper. I use these polyester zippers, and I get them at Joann's. This is the 9-inch white polyester all-purpose zipper, and the code on here, if you're looking for it, is Z02, and that's what I use for my zippers, and they work just fine. And I use these on all my zipper bags. I have them in multiple colors and sizes, so that's my zipper I use. So what we need to do is we're going to put our zipper foot on here. Our walking foot is not going to go over that zipper. So put the zipper foot on, and I take the zipper and you put it, this is my front, okay, and I lay my zipper face down. Can you see that? Can you see it? So the zipper pull is facing the right side of my fabric. So if I wanted to undo the zipper, it would not be facing me. It's underneath. And I line it up, my zipper, on the, if it's looking at me, my left side, and I pin all the way across. And you see I have some overhang. That's okay, because I'll trim it off. So if you had a 12-inch zipper, it would really have overhang, and that's no problem. You just cut it off after you've sewn it. So we're going to sew this, okay? And you'll have to move the zipper up and down as you're going along because it'll get in the way of your zipper foot. And sometimes you gotta push it through. It doesn't go through so simple, but so sewing it, I'm doing the 1/4 inch, sewing it, and now see I'm in a place where it's stopping, so I have to take my zipper and I'm just gonna pull it up like I'm closing it and continue on, and then taking my pins out as I get to them. Whoops, as I get to them. I'll show you when I'm done what that first part looks like. It's another beautiful day here today. I know the heat's coming back, I just feel it, but today it's so pretty out. Okay, so, can you see how I sewed? So here's the reverse side. I sewed it, so if I were to pull up my zipper, can you see? That's how it's gonna look. Okay, so while we've got it the way I showed you, like this, let's lay our lining on top of that. Okay, so here's one of our lining pieces, and we're going to put right sides together, okay? right sides together. So your zipper is the same way that you sewed it, and you just lay this on top, and you're gonna sew, and that's one side of your lining. You're gonna have to unzip this zipper a little bit again to get it on there. So let's pin it. Usually I kind of just go for it, but I'm gonna pin it this time and sew it. Okay. Pinning all the way to the edge. And that helps to, it's not slipping around. So I've got that pinned, just like I pinned it the first time, but on the reverse side. And now I'm gonna sew again on the quarter inch is what my zipper foot is. I'm assuming that's what yours is. Or just make sure you you butt it right up to the zipper. Oh gosh, that hurt. Stuck it right in my fingernail. Okay, now I have to stop and unzip my zipper because it's in the way again. So I just reach up here and pull it to the front. Okay, and let's sew. And if you pin really, really good, your fabric doesn't bunch up on you. Sometimes with this zipper foot, it'll make the fabric kind of buckle up and push, but I don't worry about it. If it does, it does. I trim it off at the end. Okay, so now this is what we have. We have a front, and we have one half of our lining done. Can you see that? So if we were to, like, this was our bag, and we were to open it up, there's our lining, okay? Got that? Okay. You can press at this point if you want. I think I will. Just a little, just to get it kind of nice. And you can also top stitch if you want. Just don't get into your seam allowance because you won't be able to, your bag, sorry. Your bag won't look right when you flip it. So I'm not going to top stitch mine, but I just gave it a little press, okay? And I like to add a little ribbon to the side, like I did here, just for something. Hunka always asks me, what is that about? And it's just decoration. Like, why do you add it? Because it's cute. I don't know. I just add it. So I just took this little piece of ribbon. It could be a longer piece. It could be a shorter piece. That's up to you. This piece is about 2 inches long. And it's just some red checked ribbon I had on this spool, which I buy. I'll tell you what I do with this is I usually buy it like when they have it at Valentine's Day or at the end of Christmas, and it's 50% off the lower price, and I get a whole bunch of it because red, I use red in everything, but any of the colors that aren't like themed Christmas or themed Easter or themed Valentine's, stock up on them then, because you can get them really cheap and then buy a bunch of them and you always have them. And I use these, for a lot of different things. And then also, like, I have some other cute little ribbons that I use, but okay, so I'm gonna fold this in half, just like that. Can you see that? And I'm just gonna guess, but I'm gonna pin it, I don't know, about 1/3 of the way down on my bag from the zipper. The two ends together, the fold is in the middle. And then I'm gonna pin it just like that. You see that? Just through one layer, not through both. Just do it on your outer part. And then just tack it down. I should take off my zipper, but I'm not going to. So just tack that down, just so it doesn't move. Okay, and that's, so that's done. Okay, so when we sew it together, we'll just have this cute little ribbon hanging off. And you could use Christmas on this because it is a Christmas bag. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're